Responding to disrespect with confidence. It sounds simple, right? But when it happens in real life, when someone crosses that line, makes that comment, or dismisses you in front of others, it hits deep. You feel it in your chest, your brain scrambles for a comeback, your emotions flare up, and later that night you replay it over and over wishing you handled it differently. But here's the truth. Confidence isn't about coming up with the perfect comeback. It's about staying calm and in control when someone tries to pull you out of character. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to respond to disrespect without losing your cool, how to protect your peace, hold your power, and keep your dignity intact no matter what someone says or does. So let's start with what I call the power of pause. When someone disrespects you, your first instinct might be to react, defend yourself, or explain yourself, or clap back. But the most confident people do something very different. They pause. That pause is everything. It's a moment that tells the other person, you don't control my emotions. Because when someone disrespects you, what they're really doing is testing your boundaries, seeing if they can get a rise out of you. And if they can, they know exactly where your buttons are. So instead of firing back, take a slow breath. Look them in the eye. Let that silence linger for a moment. That silence does something powerful. It shifts the energy. Suddenly the person who tried to provoke you is now sitting in their own discomfort, unsure what to do next. Here's what's happening behind the scenes. You've just flipped the power dynamic. You've shown them that you're not easily moved, not easily shaken, that you choose how to respond, and nothing they say can make you forget your worth. It's not about pretending their words don't hurt. It's about refusing to hand them the remote control to your emotions. And here's the best part. That pause doesn't just protect your peace in the moment. It builds a quiet confidence in you over time. Every time you hold your composure instead of reacting, you're training your brain to stay calm under pressure, and that's real power. The next tool is what I like to call the calm stare. It's subtle, it's quiet, but it's one of the strongest responses to disrespect. Most people who disrespect others are fishing for a reaction, anger, embarrassment, irritation. They want to see that they got under your skin. But when you give them nothing, no facial expression, no comeback, no flinch, it throws them completely off. I've seen this work in boardrooms, classrooms, and family dinners. You don't have to say a word. Just hold your ground, shoulders relaxed, eyes calm, and let your stillness speak. When you stare back, not in aggression, but in quiet confidence, it creates a mirror. They're forced to see themselves and their behavior for what it is. It's deeply uncomfortable for them because disrespect thrives on reaction. Your calmness starves it. There's a kind of strength in not giving people access to your energy. When you hold that steady gaze, you're saying, you can do what you want, but you won't shake me. And that's the essence of confidence, not needing to match their energy, but controlling your own. Let them see that nothing they say can pull you out of character, because when your peace becomes more important than proving a point, you win every time. Now let's say someone crosses that line again. Maybe they make a rude comment or take a shot at you in front of others. Here's where you move from silence to strategy. Ask questions of intent. You can calmly say, did you mean to say that to embarrass me? Or were you trying to hurt me with that comment? This simple approach does two things. First, it takes away their control, because instead of reacting emotionally, you've made them face themselves. Second, it puts the spotlight back where it belongs, on their behavior. It's one of my favorite techniques because it's so disarming. The moment you calmly question someone's intent, most people backtrack immediately. They start fumbling for words. Oh, I didn't mean it like that, or I was joking. But what really happens is that you've made them aware of their own disrespect. And if they don't backtrack, if they double down or say, yeah, I did mean it, then you've just learned something valuable. You've learned exactly who you're dealing with, and you can adjust your boundaries accordingly. These questions are powerful because they force accountability without you having to raise your voice. You don't insult them. You don't stoop down to their level. You just hold up a mirror and let them see what they've become in that moment. And that's what emotional maturity looks like. Responding from awareness, not reaction. And trust me, people remember how it feels to be called out by calm confidence. It hits different. And this next one might be the hardest because it's not about what you say. It's about who you continue to give your energy to. Some people aren't just occasionally disrespectful. It's a pattern. When someone repeatedly disrespects you, no amount of calm stares or clever responses will fix it. The best response is distance. I know that can sound harsh, especially when it's family, friends, or coworkers, but here's the truth. Not everyone deserves access to you. Protecting your peace doesn't make you cold, it makes you wise. Keeping your distance isn't about hate or revenge, it's about boundaries. You're simply saying, I respect myself too much to keep stepping into a space that doesn't respect me back. And the moment you start doing this, you'll notice something amazing. Your energy rises. You feel lighter, calmer, more focused. You start realizing how much emotional space disrespect was taking up in your life. And here's the part most people don't tell you. When you distance yourselves, you're not just walking away from them. You're walking toward peace, self-worth, and emotional maturity. You're showing yourself that you are not available for chaos. So if someone keeps showing you who they are, believe them, and then back away gracefully, because your silence and your absence will speak volumes. Now let's finish with something simple but powerful. Hold your head high. When someone disrespects you, the natural reaction is to shrink, to look away, to carry that comment with you for hours or even days. But when you physically lift your head, take a breath, and stand tall, you send a message, not just to others, but to yourself. You're saying, I know my worth. You're saying, I won't let someone else define my value. There's something magnetic about a person who doesn't flinch when disrespected. You can feel it. It's quiet, steady confidence, the kind that doesn't need to prove anything. Because people who are truly confident don't fight to be seen. They simply are. When you walk into a room with your shoulders back and your head high, you remind yourself that you belong there. You don't need to justify your presence or your choices. And here's what's even more powerful. The more you practice this posture, mentally and physically, the less other people's negativity will stick to you. You'll start seeing disrespect differently. You realize it's not about you at all. It's about them, their insecurities, their frustrations, their pain projected outward. And once you see that, you stop taking it personally. You stop chasing validation. You stop explaining yourself. You simply stand tall and keep moving forward. That's confidence, peace, and that's strength. Now that you know how to respond to disrespect with confidence, the next challenge is staying calm when someone keeps talking over you. That's where things can really test your patience. But there's a powerful way to handle it without losing your cool. Watch this next video here, what to do when someone talks over you. Because once you combine both of these skills, you'll walk away from any conversation feeling calm, grounded, and completely in control. Stay calm, stay strong, and as always, stay positive, friends.